2001 Chevy 2500 HD. And I know there's other trucks that are similar. You'll have to look up the years. Doing a fuel pump. So the first thing I do is take these two bolts out, and there's a clip down here so you can free up the filler neck. And then I come back here. It's a nice day out. It's gonna be 90 today, so I'm trying to get this done early. Back up underneath here by the spare tire. Unplug these two plugs, this one and this one. Here's one, the other one's sitting right here. That way you can lift the bed and the wiring won't be stuck with it. Then you've got a bed bolt here. Right here. And right here. Take the 3 bolts out of the driver's side, and the 3 bolts out on the passenger side you loosen up. Pretty loose. Take them out and put them back in like 3 or 4 threads. I always like to stick my bolts where I'm not going to kick them. Usually I've got a magnetic tray, but yeah. There's 4 bolts on each side. Sorry. There's one all the way in the back on each side. A little bit sketchy, but it works. I put my big long pry bar, jacked it up, supported on the wood. It's pretty solid, and I'm leaving the engine hoist in here. Then you can get to the pump right here. Normally I'd call a couple of buddies over, and we would just pick it up and put my splitting stump underneath here. But with the topper and the fact that I moved out into the middle of nowhere and don't have any friends, I've got to work alone. Alright, like all the other videos, I got my fans running, sorry. Unplug this. Power wire to the fuel pump. Also, it's a good idea to loosen your gas cap so you don't have fuel spray everywhere, which I did. Since this pump still runs, I'm changing it out because it's making noise and the gauge doesn't work anymore. A couple of clips to press to get the lines off. See him here? Excellent. This middle line, you've got to squeeze. It doesn't have a clip. I can't really get in here very well. Oh, it's so close. Just trying to find something to pry these out of the way. Like a locking clip. Move it out of the way. I'm gonna have to pry that off a little bit. I'm gonna have to turn this top a little bit. I'm gonna try the channel lock method. Never tried this before. Let's see if it works. turned a little bit. Let's move the lawn. It worked. Hopefully I've got enough room. Hey, oh. Oh, I'm gonna have to get the bed higher. I'll be back. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. Pick it straight up, all the way up, and you can see the sending unit there. The fuel sock. Kind of let it drain a little bit. Mainly, I just don't like having a mess. Fuel sock is pretty dark. Get this thing outside. I bought a factory pump, but the plug's still different. So I gotta wire this in. But the original pump lasted 150,000 miles. I can't complain. And it was still okay, but I got a 1,000-mile trip I gotta do. So I'll do the pump now. The gas gauge will work. It'll quit making noise occasionally. Whatever. The way I get these clips undone, I put a pick in here. I guess I don't. There we go. I decided to put the pump in before I stepped on it or tripped over it. Put your gasket on. Put your sending unit clip in. It's right in the center. Finger on the bottom of the sending unit so you don't mess anything up. Very carefully with your pick, remove these clips. If you break one, you're gonna have to go buy another one. And where I live, the dealer's about, I don't know, 25 miles away. Covering it with my hand, sorry. Little one, big one. Little one for the little side. I wash them up in the sink. Oh yeah, real nice. Need to be really careful with the sending unit. You don't want to catch this up in anything. You can damage it. There's a slot and a tab that needs to line up here. but I gotta put the ring on anyway. Installing the ring. So we're gonna line that up. Oh, come on. That's it. Put your ring on. Tighten it. I triple checked to make sure I had the fuel pump in the right spot. It moves back and forth just a hair. Center it. I have to put this on with a screwdriver and a hammer. Plug your 3 connectors in. I like to spray it down with a little silicone spray. Make sure the O-rings are lubed and they don't roll or do anything weird. Line up your clips. Make sure they're on. Good to go. Now I just need to do the plug and be done. This is how I like to do it. I like all my cuts to be in a different spot. So we'll do the gray and the gray without cutting any other wire. And a little further up, we'll do the orange and the orange. And we'll do purple. And purple. Make it as close as you can. All I've got left is the black, which we'll do further up here. That way all your butt connectors aren't jammed in one spot. You know, that's the old one. See ya. Or your butt connectors are staggered a little bit. Just makes it better. I was going to solder this, but I realized that these are the heat shrinking style of connector. So you crimp it on, heat it up, and it'll shrink and seal itself on the wire. I can live with that. Quick look at my wires. Connectors are all different spots. It'll bundle it nice. There we go. Looks factory. No one will ever know I was there. When you plug any electrical connector in, listen for the click. It's got to click. Hear that? And put the little safety on. Looking good. Let's test it out. Fuel gauge works. Let it prime a couple seconds. Beautiful. Yeah, I need an oil change. Always replace your fuel filter when you do a pump. I started it before I did the filter to get any little remaining garbage from the line into the old filter, and then I'll stick the new filter on. Can't decide if I'm going to lower the bed first or do the fuel filter. It might be nice having the extra light. It's really worked out pretty good. Try not to get it to touch this up here. Get your filler neck where it needs to be. That's it. Now I just gotta make sure everything's lined up and get back underneath and tighten the bolts. Oh, there I am. Hello. Go around and line up your bed to the factory locations. That's what these holes are for. Oh, look at that. That's almost perfect. Once that's good and you double check it, put your bolts in. You'll see where the washers used to be for the bed bolts. Once you get them all lined up and tight, you're good to go. Plug in your electrical connector in the back. Put any zip ties that you cut back on so there's no wires hanging anywhere. And then time for a fuel filter. Relieve the fuel pressure. I start by loosening these two nuts. Sorry for the fan, but it stinks. This filter's not that old. Look at, it was pretty dirty when it came out at first, but a 16 and a 21 wrench. Loosen them up. I spray them with some penetrating oil first. Then you slide the old filter out, slide the new one in, make sure the arrow's pointing towards the front, and that's it. See you later. This one wasn't looked up at. Usually they're nasty, but I change these out every year, and my fuel pumps last a long time. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna put this back together. See ya. One last thing. Check your O-rings. This has one missing. Okay, later.